Hello children, welcome to a new lecture of social science. So children, as we were discussing chapter number 5, history. Okay, so today as you can see it is 28th of August. Okay, so in chapter 5, history, some of our portion was remaining. Okay, this the last portion, just it was remaining. So up till now, we have seen regarding some of the in the last class we ended up with the knowing the details about Alexander the Great, who was Alexander the Great. Then we have seen about capital city of Magadha, and then we have seen who were the rulers of Magadha. Then resources in Magadha, that we have seen that rivers, forests, iron ore mines were the resources that were available in Magadha. Then how the changes took place in after the tax systems that those people have made after the tax, how to pay the taxes. So with that tax list systems, there were few changes that took place in agriculture also. Okay, so these things we had seen in the last lecture. Okay, and so in today's lecture, as you can see on the screen, the topics that we're going to discuss is we'll have a closer look on Vajji. It's a place that you can see in your social science textbook on page number 53. Okay, we are going to look in detail from that portion, the closer look, a closer look, Vajji. Today's topics, as you can see on the screen also. What is the first one? A different form of government. So as compared to this place called Vajji, there was a different form of government, okay, that was made. Then what is the second one? Second topic is what is Ghana or Sangha. So we are going to see what do you mean by Ghana or what is mean by Sangha. And third topic is Ajat Satu and the Vajis. So what is the story of that? Ajat Satu and the Vajis means about the people of Vajis. And the fourth topic is meanwhile people of Athens. So how were the people of Athens in those times? And the fifth topic was working of democracy in Athens. How was the democracy being placed, or how was the democracy being seen in this Athens place? So these things we are going to discuss today. So let's start with today's topics. What is the first one? A different form of government. So students, now let's discuss about the kings and kingdoms. Means what is the meaning of kings and kingdoms? As we can see that one king who rules the entire kingdom, it is known as monarchy. Okay, if a king who is ruling the entire city, or ruling the entire nation or country, okay, or he is ruling the entire kingdom or entire place of that region, the okay, suppose if we can take the example of this Morbi itself. Okay, so our Morbi, in this place there is a king, there was a king. Okay, means many years back there Morbi was also, it's a king, Morbi was a kingdom place. because it had kings and queens. Okay, many servants were there who were serving this place. Morbi, as you can say that it was been called as the Paris of Gujarat. Morbi was known as the Paris of Saurashtra or Gujarat because this Morbi was such a place which had kings also. Yes, there were rulers in many years back. Okay, so the kings of Morbi, okay, they had ruled the entire kingdom of this area. Okay, so it was so such such kind of thing or that takes place means a king ruling the entire kingdom. It is known as monarchy. It is pronounced as monarchy. Spelling is Monarchy. It is known as monarchy. What do you mean by monarchy? One king who rules the entire kingdom. Okay, so that is known as monarchy. Yeah, so as we can see, while Magadha became a powerful kingdom, okay, so Magadha became, as we have seen in the last class, that Magadha became a powerful kingdom. So in the screen, as you can see, Magadha became powerful kingdom. The second point in this is that there was a different form of government that was formed. Okay, means different form of government took place. As when Magadha became a powerful kingdom, that time what happened? A different, we can see there a different phase of government. Okay, people made such kind of government means it had a different kind of works been allocated to the people or the nation was been controlled with a different kind of government in some areas. Okay, so this different form of government was known as what? Ghana or Sangha. As you can see in your textbook, on the right side, it is already given in a small box. It is given that what is Ghana? Ghana means it is used for a group that has many members, and Sangha means organization or association. As I will show you as a picture. See, you can see it on the screen. What is Ghana? Ghana is a group that has many members. Okay, it has many members, while Sangha is it is an organization or an association. Okay, so at it was present in Vajji and its capital at Vaishali, Bihar. So in present, we can say it is in Vaishali, which is in present place in Bihar. Okay, so with its capital at Vaishali, Bihar was under a different form of government known as Ghana or Sangha. So it was a different form of government that took place. Okay, let's discuss it in little detail. Okay, so in a Ghana or Sangha, there were not just one but many. What do you mean by that? Means Ghana means there were not only one person, but there were many rulers to rule the entire kingdom. So sometimes even thousands of men were also included in ruling, and yeah, sometimes even thousands of men ruled together, and each one of that person was known as Raja. Means there were thousands of rulers of that kingdom, and these Rajas perform rituals together. Means they say vidhi, we can say in Hindi, vidhis, and yeah, these things were been performed by the Rajas of that nation or of that kingdom. So they also met in assemblies. They used to gather together, and they used to gather together and take the decisions together. Okay, and women. Okay, then dasas means servants, you can say, and kammakaras. What do you mean by kammakaras? We have already explained. I already explained in last lecture. Means those who did not have their own land, means they were not landlords. The people who don't have lands, their own lands, were known as kammakaras. Okay, So women, dasas, and kammakkarars could not participate in these assemblies. These were the people who were been rejected from these meetings, or we can say the assemblies. They were not allowed to be a part of this assembly, or they were not allowed to take decisions also. It's not only that, if they are not allowed to be in, or if they are not allowed to be part of this assembly, usually it is a true thing that they will not at all take any decisions also. Okay. Now, yes, what is the next point? So in Ghana or Sangha, who were the main people? So both Buddha and Mahavira belong to Ganas and Sanghas. I think Buddha and Sangha were the main people, or we can say kind of leader type, okay, people. So both Buddha and Mahavira belong to the Ganas or Sanghas. Okay, students. So some of most vivid descriptions. Vivid means clear. What is the meaning of vivid? Vivid means clear descriptions. Description means detail. So some of the most clear details of life in the Sanghas, we can say, can be found in which books? Which kind of books? Buddhist books. So these are the books that were available on the previous times, as we have already seen in last chapter also. There are many kind of books, Ved books was there. So along with that, this Buddhist books are also included. So in those times, uh, to learn about the sanghas, or we can say Ghana, what is it? So the detailed description of this Sangha and this Ganas are mentioned in this, can be found in these kind of Buddhist books. Okay, so among that, there is a famous book. What is the name of that book? As you can see on the screen, the third point, as I am pointing it, it is known as Digha Nikaya. It is even in the green font, as you can see. See, I am pointing out with the mouse. The Digha Nikaya. It is a famous Buddhist book, which is one of the book which has a clear description of the sanghas. Okay, and it was written about how many years ago? About 2300 years ago it has been written. Okay, and it contains some of the speeches of Buddha. So this Digha Nikaya is a book which contains the speeches of Buddha. Okay, and it has an account of Vajjis, means we can say about that Vajjis, the people living in Vajjis, or the, it has a account, means it says the, it has the record, or we can say it has the description or detail of the people of Vajjis. It has an account of the Vajjis in the Digha Nikaya, okay, which is a famous Buddhist book which contains speeches of Buddha, okay, that we have seen, and there were written down about, it was written down about 2300 years ago. Okay, so let's have a look on a short, we can say a story type, that how were the people of Vajjis, to understand that. Okay, as we have seen, there was a ruler, as we have seen in Magadha, we have seen there was a ruler called Ajatshatru. Okay, so once what happened, he wanted to attack the people of Vajjis. Okay, and this is, as you can see on the screen, this portion, it is given in your textbook in page number 54. So we are discussing right now in page number 54. Okay, this thing it is given on in your textbook. Okay, so we are discussing this, that what is, it is a short story to understand how the people of Vajjis were. Okay, so once Ajit Sathu, who was a ruler in Magadha, one of the ruler in Magadha, he wanted to attack the Vajjis people. Okay, so what happened? He sent his minister named Vasakra to Buddha. Buddha was a Lord, as we have seen. Okay, so that Buddha was a main leader of Vajjis, as we have seen. Okay, he was the main leader who was been known famous for leading the people of we can say who had a great, who were the main people of these assemblies. Okay, or he was the main leader of the Ganas or Sanghas that took place. Okay, so that Buddha, so this Ajatsattu, he sent his minister named Vasakara to Lord Buddha, who was a leader of Gana or Sangha, okay, to get what? To get his advice on this matter. Which matter? What was the matter? See, I will explain you in short that Ajatsattu, who was a former ruler, who was a ruler in Magadha, he sent his minister Vasakara to Lord Buddha to get an idea of how to attack the Vajis people. Okay, so at that time, as you can see in the picture, see, okay, this is a picture. So the man sitting down, he is Ajatsattu. This is Lord Buddha. Okay, this is Lord Buddha. Okay, so this guy who's sitting, okay, he is Ajatsattu, sorry, he is Vasakara. Okay, Vasakara, he is a minister of Ajatsattu. Okay, so he was been sent by Ajatsattu to Lord Buddha, okay, to get an idea of how to attack Vajji's people. So Buddha asked Vajjis, asked whether that Vajjis frequently meet in assemblies or not. Means he asked Vasakara that do people of Vajjis still gather together as assembly to, okay. So then when he, or when Vasakara heard that yeah, today also these people used to gather together and take decisions and like that. Okay, okay, so he replied that the Vajis would continue to so at that time, so Buddha told him that yes, so as he came to know, when Buddha came to know that the people of Vajis still used to, so until they used to, as you can see few points over there, so until these people used to, as you can see, I'm pointing out the points through this mouse. Okay, as you can follow these points. See, now what I'm saying, you have to listen carefully. See, so at that time when he asked, Buddha asked that whether Vachis people still used to gather in full assembly. So he came to know that yes, today also this Vachis people used to gather together and take some of the decisions. So he told Vasakara that it would not be very easy to conquer it, or it would not be very easy to make this Vajis people lose. Okay, until they have the full or frequent public assemblies, or until they meet together and take decisions, until they follow the established rules, and as are they respect each other and listen to the elders, and as the Vajji women were not held by the force or captured. Okay, and until they maintained in both the chaityas, they maintained the local shrines in both towns and villages. Okay, means until they had a great faith in by going to pilgrimages or local shrines. Okay, and until the wise saints who followed different beliefs were respected and allowed to enter and leave the country freely. Okay, so until these few of the points were being as these are the points who who means followed by the Vajjis people. So Buddha is telling to Vasakara that so as these points are being followed by the Vajjis people, it would not be very easy to defeat these Vajjis people. So this Buddha is saying to that this Vasakara. And who was Vasakara? He was a minister of Ajatsattu. He sent this Vasakara to Buddha to get an idea of how to defeat Vajjis people. So at that time, Buddha is telling Vasakara that it is not very easy to defeat Vajjis people because they had still full frequent assemblies. They used to gather and take decisions together. They used to follow all the rules and regulations. They used to respect each other and listen to their elders. And the women were not held by force or captured. They had a great faith in the local shrines in towns and villages, and wise saints had to follow different beliefs and respected, and they were allowed to enter and leave the country freely. So until these things happen, it is not very easy to defeat the Vajis. So this is what story that took place. It, okay, that we have understood regarding who are the Vajis. Okay, this is what a closer look at Vaji was. Okay, so again there are few points. Let's discuss about Gana or Sangha. So the Rajas of powerful kingdoms. Okay, they tried to conquer this Sanghas. Okay, the Rajas means kings. So kings of this powerful kingdom, as we can see. Uh, they tried to conquer this sangha, or they tried to defeat this sangha, means the people from the sangha. Okay, uh, means we can say organization, as we have seen what is sangha. Okay, so nevertheless, okay, these lasted for a very long time. So it was a sangha where very strong people, that it lasted for very long time. Okay, and they lasted till about 1500 years ago. It lasted for this Ghana or Sangha people lasted for 1500 years ago, means until they were, or the Sangha were being defeated or conquered by Gupta rulers. Okay, so up till 1500 years ago, uh, this Ghana or Sangha was been lasted until this these were Ghana or Sangha were defeated or been conquered by Gupta rulers. Until then, it was it lasted long for 1500 years. Okay. So this is what the Ghana and Sangha was in detail that we have discussed. And now let's see about look on Athens, which is Greece. Okay, how were the people of Greece were, or Athens were. So about, meanwhile it is I'm explaining in page number 55 in your textbook, the elsewhere portion. Okay, that given. Okay, in a dotted box it's given, that portion we are discussing right now. Okay, so now let's discuss about the Greece, Athens place. Okay, means how was the government in Athens? So let's discuss. So about 2500 years ago, the people of Athens set up a form of government. Okay, so which was known as what? What was the name of that government? Democracy. Democracy was the name of that government that ruled in Athens. Okay, and it lasted for how many years? It lasted for about 200 years. It lasted for. Okay, and all free men over age of 30 years, okay, were recognized as the full citizens. Okay, so all the men who were above 30 years of age were being treated or were being recognized as the full citizens. Means they were considered as the, means the full citizens of that Greece. Okay, now let's see who are the people who were not treated as the citizens. Which kind of people were not treated as the citizens in Athens? That is, they are, first is women. The women in Athens or Greece were not treated as citizens, means they were not considered the citizens. Second point is that many foreigners who lived and worked in Athens as merchants and craft persons, means those who had kind of business type foreigners who used to come and trade, had trade businesses, or who were merchants or vendors or craft persons. These people were not treated as the citizens of Athens. And the slave, third is the slaves. There were several thousands of slaves in Athens who worked in mines. Okay, uh, then fields, households, and workshops. Mines means, we can say, as you can, gold mines are there, fuel, this mines are there. Okay, mineral mines. The, such type of companies, those who worked. Okay, so who worked in mines. Okay, then fields. Okay, those who had field work. Okay, means agriculture, related to agriculture, those who had works, and those who are working as a household and working in workshops. So these were known as slaves. Okay, So these kind of people were not been treated as citizens in citizens of Greece or Athens. Okay. So now let's see about how that democratic government was working in Athens, or how that democracy worked or ruled over in Athens. Let's see. So there was an assembly that met at least 40 times a year. So in a year, these assembly used to gather 40 times. Means 40 बार एक साल में 40 बार these they used to gather this assembly to decide on important matters. Okay. So all citizens could attend these meetings. So the people of all this Athens, all the citizens of Athens were used to attend these meetings. Okay. The third point is that appointments for many positions was made through lottery. So the people who would rule with this who would be, जैसे हम we can take an example of जैसे Indian government. जैसे so we used to vote. Okay, so we used to by voting method we used to select kind of rulers or persons, uh, means we used to select a candidate or a person who would rule this state, uh, or a part of this government. Okay. So in the same way, okay, in those times also they used to select the persons. For that appointments were for many positions was made through which method? Through lottery. Means all those who wanted to be selected, they used to give their names, and then some of them were being selected through lottery method. Okay. Means they were being selected by the lottery method. Okay. uh, and the last point is that citizens were expected to serve in the army and the navy. And those candidates, those who have been selected, and all the citizens of that nation were been asked to, or they were been requested, or they were said, or they were asked to serve the army of that nation, or that kingdom, or the navy. As we can take an example of India also. If someone selected a person, so he would decide that all the citizens of that nation or the kingdom would definitely they need to serve the Indian Army or the Indian Navy. In the same way, we can take an example of this Greece. So in that time, after the selection of the candidate was taken place, the citizens uh, of those people of that place were being expected to serve the entire army of that nation on or kingdom, or also the navy. Okay, so these were the full points that we had already discussed in today's lecture. I hope that you understood today's lecture. So go through today's portion in your textbook. I will tell you, you have to read from page number 53. Okay, a closer look of Vaji from that portion to the whole chapter completion up to page number 55, up to that elsewhere whole version. Mahatakapo means you have to read the entire textbook. Okay. Yeah, and still, if you find any doubts or like that, you can contact me. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you understood the entire chapter. Just go through the entire chapter, read the textbook properly, uh, and so the next lecture we'll have a few, means we can say that who were a few discussion about how these people were related to your real life. You can also have kind of a, you would also feel a great interest in knowing how these things are been related to your real life. Okay, so these things we'll discuss in short. Means we'll just I'll just tell you, I'll just ask you to do certain things. Okay, okay children, that you to just you can do by yourself. You just can analyze these things with your real life, that whether it really happens or why this chapter is related to. how this chapter is related to your real life of today, okay, as compared to the previous times. So these things we'll discuss in short, and then we'll move forward for the worksheet as well as the textual question answer discussion of this chapter. Okay, then after we'll start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6 in history. Okay, so until then, read the entire textbook portions clearly. So we have completed the chapter explanation. Now you have to read the entire chapter, read the entire textbook properly, okay, and complete the notes. Keep on completing the notes, okay. As this time you no need to submit the books or no need to submit the notes, but the next time you have to complete every chapters that I complete. This is as we have our PA2, sorry, the term one portion is or course is remaining. So that's why it was not asked to submit your books this time. Okay, but next time, yeah, you have to show the entire term one notes. Okay, along with the PA2 also will start after this completion of term one. Okay, students. So yeah, so read the textbook, study well. Bye. Okay, so bye for now. See you in the next lecture.